We are here at 1-1. Both teams winning one game. Both teams winning the game that they should have lost. I think. First game was a big throw, and yeah, Friends Forever was able to catch that one. And the second game was throwing the ball or the game back and forth between both teams. And in the end, the bigger throw happened to be coming from Friends Forever, so EVOS was able to catch that one. Now it's 1-1. Second game went very long, over 40 minutes. First one didn't go quite as long, so we don't really have any serious meta established so far. Friends Forever's approach into this series was to ban out Ron-OP support champs, and I have to say it is quite successful so far. Was forced on the Pike in game 1, on the Tahm Kench in game 2. They were not able to win the lane in game 2, even though I think EVOS' bot lane is the much stronger 2v2 bot lane. And this time Wayne Tahm Kench couldn't really impact the lane too much. And there were all the weird item decisions, especially coming from the Ryze, that delayed the game quite a bit. I think Friends Forever was set up to win this game much earlier on after getting the double kill on their Irelia in the mid lane, setting up their 1-3-1 almost unstoppable setup with Irelia and Ryze, but they never really played the 1v1 out correctly, or even attempted to play the 1v1 really. They wanted to go for teamfights, delayed the teamfights way too much, then Wayne hit her items, and the teamfights were much more even between the two teams, back and forth. EVOS wins the big fight, gets the Baron, throw the fight away in the enemy base, and so on. In the end, EVOS comes out ahead and will probably want to reset the series a bit. Maybe they have a pick prepared here on the blue side to throw a new gauntlet at Friends Forever and open up new possibilities. We've seen Sylas banned in the second game, picked in the first game, not as first pick, surprisingly. First pick has, in both games, went to the Ryze, and Ryze lost both games. Not really on him. I think the players contributed to that a bit as well. Going with awkward builds on the Ryze, especially in the second game. We see the banning strategy from Friends Forever still holds true. Alistar, the Thresh and Galio were their 3 bans. Let's see if they still ban the Galio or go for the Sylas ban. Another Yasuo ban in the first round from EVOS this time. Last time they banned out the Yasuo in the second phase because they anticipated the Yasuo Lee Sin combination. This time they don't even want to see it in the first round, so immediate ban there on EVOS' side. Ryze is still up, Sylas is still up. We have Urgot making his debut in the first game. Did not show up in the second one. Let's see if they go back to Urgot. There's still Hecarim on the table as well. As you see, Friends Forever go with another Galio ban. So Sylas is up, and this time Sylas will be first picked. That's the right choice in my opinion. Ryze and Javan would be my anticipated round 1 counter picks. There's the Ryze, and will we see Javan once again prioritized by Friends Forever? We have not seen a single Rek'Sai, which is very surprising to me. I think Rek'Sai is still very much playable on this patch. We saw Broxah running here yesterday and going off on that champion. Yeah, quite surprising that Vietnam has not opted into Rek'Sai, because traditionally a lot of teams like to go for early game junglers. And this time DNK gets his Jarvan once again, and we see another Syndra for DR1, and finally Kalista being hovered. I also wondered why we didn't see any Kalista in the earlier games. Kalista a priority pick for both players in the bot lane. Both have played Kalista and dominated lane quite a bit. Especially Friends Forever play the Kalista, they tend to path around bot lane a lot. We'll see if they will counter path to bot lane or will ignore that one and give the advantage over to Yulwei. But it's Artifact picking Lucian for his ADC celebrity, so that's still a strong bot lane setup as well. No the support picks so far in the first phase, so Friends Forever can double down on their strategy and ban out 2 more supports. Let's see if they will go for that. 4 supports already banned out. There's still Braum available. I'm very surprised that Braum was not picked up in the first pick phase of either team. It's Renekton, banned out for Friends Forever. They want... Wait, why would they ban Renekton? It's the Sylas in the top lane. They anticipate Sylas jungle, actually. That's a curious call for Friends Forever. I don't really think any team that doesn't have any history or anticipation would suspect the Sylas jungle being slotted in there. So they ban out the strong top laner in Renekton. And the Braum ban coming in from EVOS. They don't want to see the Braum Lucian. Good choice on that side. There's still Rakan available. Jace actually getting banned out by Friends Forever. So they really think EVOS wants to put the Sylas in the jungle. Let's see if that holds true. There's Venus's Poppy support band. Poppy is more of a support ban in Vietnam, especially if the enemy support namer support is Venus or Palette, the support from PvP. They like to run the Poppy support. And now Hecarim, secured by Friends Forever, strong top laner. Let's see if they will actually play him top lane or send him mid once again. EVOS now with the opportunity to pick up jungle or top, and they are going with the top lane. So the call from Friends Forever was correct. Sylas is jungling this game, and there's the Gnar coming in for Stark. He has played a bit of Gnar, not too successfully against Cherry Esports last week. And another Taric cover. Last game they deviated away from the Taric to the Tahm Kench, so don't really anticipate the Taric coming in here. I would like to see it. Yeah, it is the Taric. So Taric being paired up with Kalista in the bot lane against Lucian, and let's see what Lucian will be paired up with. There's still the Shen. I have not seen a single Shen support. One of the more Korean picks, I would say. Yeah, and there it is, the Shen being hovered. Shen, Lucian, a very strong bot lane 2v2. Oh, wow, it's a Nautilus. Even better, in my opinion. I really like the Nautilus. That's a champ that is very polarizing. He can create big advantages and go for incredible all-ins, but he can also be picked on quite a bit. No real escape if he uses his Q. He doesn't have a very good way to get out of the fight. It's a bit like a Leona, a bit more versatile than Leona, a bit less damage, but overall suffers the same problem. Once he's in, and he can't get out. So let's see if EVOS can capitalize on that one. Very strong laning 2v2 setup for Friends Forever. Once again, Celebrity and Venus looking to win this lane against the very strong bot lane from EVOS. Taric is not bad in lane per se, especially not against melees. He out heals and shields most of the traits against the melee champs. I don't really see any big kill opportunity in the 2v2. There might be a dive setup once Taric hits 6, because of his ultimate, obviously, enabling dives like nothing else in the game. Sylas jungle against Jarvan. That's another very interesting choice. And the first real, how can I say it, the first real pick that is not anticipated that much, I'd say. So I really didn't think the Sylas jungle was coming in this game, but Friends Forever actually anticipated the Sylas jungle and saw it from far away. Bent out two strong top laners in the Renekton and Jace in the second pick phase, so they had to go with a bit of a weaker laner in the Gnar. Now one of Stark's favorite champs, so at least he gets something that he's comfortable on. Gnar into King Jace Hecarim sounds like a lane that is not too enjoyable to play in the early game for the Gnar. And Hecarim should be able to just push out the lane and leave it whenever he loses the trades against Gnar and impact other lanes, utilizing his big mobility spells and a very impactful ultimate. We saw King J on the Hecarim in the first game. He was slotted into the mid lane and didn't really have the biggest game impact, fell behind the enemy mid laner. He was playing against the Renekton and the Silas, if I recall correctly. And yeah, not the best showing. Ooh, Artifact has to flash out. Yijin is not in tower range. Sadly for Artifact, he was not able to secure the W in tower range to get the counter kill on Yijin. So that's already a flash secured on Artifact, and he has to start with W in lane. Not the best choice either. Invade continues, it seems like. Oh, nice ward from Venus spotting out the enemies now, grouping around red buff. They are very content with getting the enemy mid laner's flash and looking to visit this lane once again. King J helps out DNK, who plays another Javan Conqueror. Yeah, it baffles my mind that all the Javans go Conqueror, but there seemingly is something about it that works out. I favor the Electrocute quite a bit, but for some reason we have only seen Javan with Conqueror in this series. Let's see if he can impact the map this time a bit more. Stark with the fleet footwork on his side with a Gnar. More laning safety, more mobility. Not a bad choice against the Hecarim at all. Might be able to kite him through lane and reach the point where he actually dominates the Hecarim a bit earlier. We see early advantage has gone to the ranged champ quite a bit. Hecarim probably needs level 3 or 4 to sufficiently trade against the Gnar. Gnar very squishy though in the early game, so if he makes a big mistake, there's Hecarim, Ignite and ramp up damage with Conqueror coming to punish him. So far, Stark with the advantage, loses the cannon though, that hurts a lot. Legion has invaded the enemy top side, a bit of vertical jungling coming in here. DNK already on the bottom side of the enemy, and he doesn't, enemy jungle, sorry, and he doesn't go for the Crux. Spends a lot of time just scouting, now finally starts the Crux. Has to be a bit careful because the Taric hovers around his position there. Okay, he actually gets the Crux for free, but Legion is much faster on the Silas and is already returning to his top side jungle and can catch the last 2 camps that are still left standing. DNK has hit level 4 before him though, so yeah, I guess DNK in the end was a bit faster. Legion still sitting on his 2 camps in the jungle that will give him the level 4. And Legion is content just scaling. DNK has to look for early game plays. The Silas will probably outscale the jungle J4, especially if the J4 goes for another aggressive build and doesn't make stuff happen in the early game. Oh, a flash from Venus. Wow, that was insanely aggressive. Knock up on No Way lands. No Way down to 200 health, but Venus drops very low as well. Has to get healed by Celebrity. Aggressive play. Flash Q from Venus. Wanted to land the flash passive. Now the counter kills from EVOS want to come in. Venus already down. Tier 1, no mana though. And DNK gets out. Celebrity is still alive and trades back a bit. So 1 counter kill for EVOS. Very big investment though for them to only get 1 kill. They wanted to get 2 or even 3 kills in that engagement. Only were able to get 1 back. Oh, look at this. I talked about this. I think there's a big... Wow. Man, he just got wrecked by the Hecarim. Yeah, there is the solo kill possibility for the Hecarim against the squishy Gnar with a lot of mobility. Look at this. He wanted to get the auto attack. No Way flashed on a straight line. Big mistake by him. And the stun from Taric also not landing. Taric no way to impact this fight more after his stun was already stun was already done. And this time he flash stunned on top of Venus, which I'm not sure if he had to do, because Venus was already almost down. So EVOS invested a lot of resources to get those kills back and only get 1 kill. Artifact gets ult, but there's no where he dies to that. Has fallen behind a bit in terms of CS. We'll catch up a bit. Oh, No Way gets stunned once again. Another gank on No Way. Free kill. No Way not with his best game in this one. Second kill on him. Nice capitalization on his summonerless, on the summonerless ADC in the bot lane. Another kill going over to Celebrity, and good gank setups by the NK. I want to see France 5 play around the bot lane every game. I think it's much better for them to play it to secure strong bot lane and to play around those players, especially because Celebrity's teamfight positioning is not the best. So get him ahead as much as ahead as possible to give him the easiest position you can imagine. Ooh, KingJ with another all-in on Stark. This time he doesn't have his Ignite available, so this time this will not succeed. He actually drops low as well. And Stark wants to hit his Mega Gnar form, will do so shortly. Oh, you see the Rage bar turning red. And this way he will just securely kill all the minions. It's actually had almost 30 creeps over KingJ in the top lane matchup. So even though KingJ got the 1v1 kill, they're still almost even in gold, I would say. And until the Ignite is back up, there's no way for KingJ to kill him again. But once the Ignite is there, Stark has to be very careful, especially in mini Gnar form. Almost even in gold still, even though France Forever is two kills ahead. So that's stemming from the big jungle and top lane lead in terms of creeps. EVOS still doing well for themselves. Only the bot lane is a bit of a head scratcher for them. Silas now in the bot lane to clear out the wave, give his bot lane the opportunity to recall or contest enemy buffs. As it looks like, no recall coming in right now for the for No Way on the Kalista. He doesn't seem to have the money available to upgrade his boots or go for the Cutlass. And look at Celebrity's build. What is he going for? He's actually not going with the traditional Lucian build. Wants to build teamfight crit build for the Lucian, I would suppose. Going for the first item Essence Reaver. Not seen any Lucian do that. Another curious choice. We see a lot of curious item choices today in the series. Let's see if it pays dividends this time for Celebrity. So far the item choices have not been the best. Artifact has to flash away once again. Doesn't get to play with his flash in this game. Gets him weighted in the early game and now has to flash once again. So it has only had his flash for 3 minutes all game. Another 5 where he has to live without his flash. Aggressive call for him. He wants to kill Yijin, and Yijin drops low to 300 health. Ult from Artifact, and there is the NK as well. Artifact gets the kill. Nice collapse for him. Revenge for having to invest his flash after the Nautilus ult came in from Yijin, and Yijin goes down. Over-aggressive invade for him. Luckily for him, he at least secured the enemy camp. He's only giving up his life and 2 buffs. It's not the thing you want to see if you're Tier 1. And this will be a very nice laning phase now for... Indeed, that looked very interesting. Tier 1 wanted... Oh, KingJ might go down here. Oh, Stark actually... KingJ turns around to fight it. Stark dies. Second solo kill for the Hecarim. This time it looked much closer. Stark almost able to turn this fight around, but then Hecarim's healing and ultimate came in together with his Conqueror, securing his life and actually killing Stark once again. He had his flash available. Could have gotten out of there. Was not able to do so. So now 2 solo kills for the Hecarim, and he has caught up in CS a bit. Still 20 down compared to his lane counterpart. And now with 2 solo kills, he's pulling ahead in gold. 400 gold lead for him over the enemy, over the Gnar. And he's now looking to influence the rest of the map. Teleport not available. He teleported back to the lane, so no way to set up a big bot lane play. And looking at the Taric ult, it's maybe not the best option to go for the bot lane gank. 1,000 gold lead for Friends Forever. And this game has slowed down a little bit. 5 kills already for Friends Forever. They are looking at a very good start. And Yijin, okay, it looked like DNK wanted to go on Yijin, but he's actually calling off the play and goes back to his safety, to the safety of his jungle, I should say. And the first item, Essence Reaver, came in here for the celebrity. So what are we looking at for him? Another steal on the Nautilus ult. Yijin seems to be very committed on using that one. King J's ult is very good. DNK's ult can be very good as well. Artifacts not so much. Celebrities for damage and later team fights might be an option as well. But Venus's ult is targeted CC, long range targeted CC for free with an AP scaling as well. So that's the obvious choice for the Silas. Now, what is EVOS actually looking at in this game? They have a lot of team fighting set up. They can side lane as well with their Hackerim. And Rice, good 1-3-1 composition. Ooh, flash from RP opening up this fight. And Venus now gets bad flash for Venus, who knocks up DNK with that flash as well. But at least he gets out. And now Artifact in a very dire position. He actually gets out with a sliver of health. And Yijin is can no way contest this one. So actually, big play by Artifact getting out of there. This should be the free dragon still, going over to the side of EVOS. Nice play there for EVOS, even from behind. Rono P, very confident in his flash stun on top of 2 members of Friends Forever, and they forced out the flash from Venus. Artifact still gets out, even without having his flash available. I'm very sorry for this. Have to check something. Okay, and yeah, right now the game has slowed down a bit. We're approaching 14 minutes, so the platings will fall. This game has not been about platings that much. We see 2 plates have gone down in the mid lane for EVOS. That's a bit where a bit of the gold comes from for that team, and 1 plating back to the bot lane from EVOS as well. So even though they are behind 1,000 gold, looking at 5-1 kill score, there should be a bigger gold lead, but they have been able to farm very well. Still almost 30 creep advantage in the top lane and 10 creep advantage in the mid lane as well. A bit of a disadvantage in the bot lane. But overall, EVOS with more gold than it should have, considering the kill score, and 1k gold behind for them is still okay. But now set up on Dia 1, on the Syndra, he sniffs out this gank and is in a very safe position. No way for Friends Forever to commit to this play. Artifact gets a bit of damage on the turret, but sadly for him the plates have fallen now, so he doesn't get any immediate gold, and Dia 1 just gives up 3-4 minions for his safety. Very good trade to make for him. Stark now with the engage on DNK, and DNK drops very low. Yijin with another, I think it was, which ult did he use? He didn't even use an ult. It looked like he used another Venus ult there for me. He actually just forced out the DNK for free, and they will continue their fight over this objective. But DNK has called in reinforcements, Artifact and Venus pathing around the top side as well. Another steal on Venus's ult, so now Yijin sits on his pointed lick CC, which he prefers very much in this game, as we have seen time and time again. He'll be using this ultimate to initiate the fights. Will this actually be the first big team fight of the game? Friends Forever still a bit hesitant in engaging in this. EVOS on top of this objective now. DNK tries to get for that and dies for that. Venus, big Taric ult, so King J can't commit, and King J already dropping to 300 health after that, and Yijin re-engages the fight on Artifact. He's very low. And now Kalista with another kill. EVOS wins this fight very decisively. Artifact drops low, and the gold advantage back to EVOS. They show their prowess as the team fighting team. I anticipated this series to be in their favor because they are such a solid team fighting team in my opinion, but this is the first time, maybe not the first time, but one of the few times they have been able to show this so far. But another extension, 1 kill back to Friends Forever, so they get back into the gold lead. Still the Herald available for EVOS, so they should be able to secure another objective. Oh, unlucky for Yijin. His second part of the queue didn't hit the crab, so Venus secures that one. More vision around the dragon. Still not a single dragon has gone down. First Cloud Drake, not most enticing thing to look at in the bot side, so Rift Herald more of an priority for both teams. Look at this again. So DNK actually decides to commit for this, gets stunned, doesn't even get the smite. And the big Taric ulti, 5-man Taric ult, so King J has no way of affecting this fight. It gets caught out by Ron OP with the re-engage from Kalista ult. Another ult. Didn't actually catch that one. What happened there? I'm not quite sure which mobility was cancelled out by the Syndra E. There isn't really any mobility available for Artifact. It looked a bit weird. I think it just got stunned by the Syndra. No real big deal there. 17 minutes into the game, it's very even. And we're still looking at a game that might come down to another game of inches here. There's a very good teamfight setup for Friends Forever, as I talked about before. They struggle a bit with range. They have only the Ryze and the Lucian, so 2 mid-range champs, maybe even short-range champs, you could say. With their backline access, though, is insane with the Hecarim. Another fight as Yijin gets caught out. Wow, they actually get DNK down insanely low. He's going for another aggressive Jarvan build. And King J now in a bad position as well. EVOS already securing 2 kills. 1 kill back to Venus, but Stark is here as well. And now Artifact is on the chase. Nice stun on Artifact. Taric ult as well. No Way still very healthy. Venus tries to get the kill on No Way, but will go down to the ADC as well. Finally, sometime now. Okay. So, and EVOS gets back into the game. 7-7 in kill score now. Baron spawning in 2 minutes, and they are on track to finally securing a clean game victory after falling behind in the early game. But that's a bit of their thing. They like to fall behind in the early game quite a bit. They fought their way back into this game. And the team fights for EVOS are so much easier to execute, even though there's still the possibility for Friends Forever to land the perfect engage with King J and DNK's ult, Venus following up, Celebrity and Artifact actually getting a range of the squishies in the enemy team. It can look quite explosive for them, so the damage possibility is there, but the range heavily in favor of EVOS. Syndra zoning off the 2 mid-range enemy carries, Gnar impacting whoever is in the front line there. And Taric able to cancel out the engage completely with a well-timed ultimate. So I would favor EVOS in terms of pure 5v5 team fighting. They might run into a bit of a damage problem, considering their ADC is Kalista. But they have Sylas and Syndra to back her up, and even Gnar deals a lot of team fight damage as well, so they should still be fine on that front as well. As we see Artifact going for another Abyssal Mask. Seems to be the VCS special now, Abyssal Mask Ryze. Oh, Yijin gets caught out once again, and this one will go over to Celebrity. One turret at least secured for EVOS, as we enter a bit of an even state of the game when not a whole lot is happening. A few kills here and there, but they don't really mean a whole lot. Another kill will probably come down to Stark if Venus is... Ooh, that's a big oof. Oh man. Stark able to get out of there. Ignite invested from Venus, no flash though. Or did DNK invest a slash? No, I don't think so. DNK with another AD-centric Jarvan build. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I have to say, if he doesn't get ahead in the early game, he should not go for the AD build. And looking at his Conqueror, really don't see the reason to go for a squishier build. He will not be able to stack the Conqueror any way, shape, or form. He should just go with the tankier build and back up King J in the backline, especially because King J now has to go quite defensive to even survive the initial burst once he goes in. So far it looks like FFQ is setting up a burst composition in the teamfights, and they once again placed the onus on the Rise to go for a bit of a frontline approach with his tanky item coming in second. Now with a lot of MR, considering the enemy jungler and mid laner are AP-centric champions. It's not the worst. And their Lucian goes full damage. So I like this itemization from Ryze a lot more than in the last game with the first item, Frozen Heart. That was really weird. This time he has the reasons to build this item, even though we don't really see a whole lot of Ryze with defensive items anymore, if not for the Doinby build, which is centered around Engage. Let's see if this one actually succeeds. DR1 gets caught out once again from Venus, and there's Friends Forever members from all the sides. Tarek not in time. Yijin now continues the fight, has stolen Venus's ult once again. Ooh, and big ult. Venus will go down. One kill back, and the fight is continuing as Artifact gets caught up. DNK is there as well, but he will just go down. Artifact still alive, using his... Whoa. What happened there? A big blast cone play coming in and separating No Way, and he will go down. Another fight won by Friends Forever. Another, I should say, the first fight won by Friends Forever in this game. And they, as always, immediately go for the Baron. Jungler is still alive, but has almost no health on EVOS side. There's no way they can contest this one. So, actually Stark wanting to go for this, but the Baron is already down, and Stark will pay with his life for this ill-advised contest. Ooh, actually not. Oh wow, he gets out. I think King J thought the Ignite would kill him. And, yeah. Okay, yeah. Spectated Lich, sadly. Yeah. Okay, so what actually happened here? Look at this again. Engage on DR1. Nice Ryze flank. DR1 is already down. Ronopi uses his ult to save him, but it's way too late. Now the fight continues, and you have your eyes set on No Way. How does he get caught out here? He gets this initial kill, and EVOS should have gotten back to the turret. So now who actually hits this one? Oh man, I think it was... I'm not sure, actually. Stark or No Way himself hit this one. Not an enemy, so it definitely was a betrayal on his team side. Sad times for EVOS there. Now they have fallen behind this game. It doesn't really mean that much looking at the last two games. There will be a throw happening from Friends Forever, I'm almost sure. EVOS closed the gold gap, but lost the next team fight. Very well played flank from the Ryze. I think that Ryze flank actually sealed the deal on the kill on DR1 after the initial catch didn't immediately succeed on him. Now 1.5k ahead for Friends Forever. They still have the burden of execution in terms of team fighting on their side. Nice disengage from Stark there, gets out of harm's way. Look at the items. There are a lot of items coming in, and Eye Edge being worked on by Celebrity. He goes for the Zarya and Sivir builds, this time on the Lucian, with a 3-item power spike, triple crit chance items with a lot of AD as well. Insane teamfight damage from the Lucian. Possible. He has to get in range, and that's still something he has to be worried about in this game. If they are able to collapse on someone once again, he is able to contribute a lot of damage. Yijin this time steals DNK's ult. And DNK now opting for a bit of a tankier build. Titanic Hydra after his Warrior enchantment completion. Second item, so a bit better team fighting now from DNK, more tankiness, a lot of damage coming from him if he's able to stick the landing. So right now, FFQ might still be in a state where they can overwhelm EVOS' team with damage, and actually it hinges on Ron OP's ult timing. If he's able to anticipate the engage, and FFQ can't disengage after seeing Ron OP's ult being triggered, That team fight might go in favor of EVOS. Well, if FFQ is able to anticipate the or even force out the Tarik's ult, they should be able to collapse on the backline with a lot of damage on their sides. King J, one aggressive item on the Hecarim will now probably help them to tank. There's still a long sword sitting in his inventory. I'm not sure where he wants to go with that one. Maybe the very aggressive approach would be the lethality build. Oh, gank on Stark once again. Artifact on top of him, but Stark will hit his Mega Gnar, no kill pressure. Another fishing for play, but FFQ so far have not been able to do too much with the Baron. Secured one inner turret, I should say, in the top lane. Still extend the gold lead to almost 4k, 3.5. So it doesn't look too bad for them. They have secured one dragon. The next one will be another cloud dragon, and that's especially good for the Hecarim with his AD scaling on movement speed. Oh, DNK gets caught up by Yijin and DR1. DR1 has this ult still available and should be able to get the kill, but DNK actually gets out of sight and is safe. Stark, with a very aggressive teleport, immediately dies. Doesn't hit his Mega Gnar spike, and now DR1 caught out as well. Big flunder once again from EVOS, and this now sets up Friends Forever to break into the enemy base. This tower will melt immediately, and do they have enough time to get the bottom inhibitor turret? 36 seconds on DR1, 26 still on Stark, so this should be enough time. A minion wave crashes, they have demolished. First inhibitor of the game going down in favor of Friends Forever, actually without Baron buff on them. Very unusual for this team. Please, just get out of the base. Please, Friends Forever, don't! Oh man, I already see the throw happening once again. The first Nexus turret goes down though, and they are content just getting one Nexus turret. I don't think that was necessary at all. Venus fishes for the game-ending Q on Yulwei, doesn't land, so now Friends Forever has to run. They got one inhibitor almost through the game once again, but this time they actually learned from their earlier mistakes and call off the play. Should actually look at the game-winning so the serious winning game here, considering they just threw away the last game in the last second with Realm Warp that went nowhere. Yeah, so Friends Forever has to kick themselves for not being able to win this last game, but they came back strong and are still sitting in a good position, securing the first inhibitor. Baron will come back in 5 seconds, so that objective is on the table. Lucian on 3 items with stopwatch is in a very strong state to teamfight right now. Rice also finishing up his second item, working on his Rabadons as well. So all the items come in from Friends Forever. They have hit their power spikes. Their bot lane is pushing for them, so they just have to wait for the wave to crash and then go for the Baron. And knowing Friends Forever, they will go for the Baron. They are insanely aggressive around Baron and will just use that objective whenever it is up. Artifact actually pressuring the minions in even farther and will try to get a bit of damage on Stark. A bit risky what he does here. If the enemy team is able to collapse on top of the Baron, actually FFQ might have to call off this Baron. There are only 3 on top of that. Baron at 6k HP, dropping down very slowly. King J hovers around the top entrance, and Ronopi and Yijin are on the backside. Yijin has to go for the steal from the backside, gets ulted and gets into the pit. And he secures the Baron. Another steal going over to Yijin. Yijin is incredibly good at securing objectives. Now Friends Forever tries to stop the backs. Ronopi will go down. It will take a bit of time. Ooh, Yulwei actually baiting them to them, and now Yulwei gets at least 1 kill back on DNK. Another kill going over Ronopi and Yulwei down. And now Friends Forever wants to push for another inhibitor turret. 3 people dying. Yijin already down as well. There's 20 seconds remaining on Yijin, and the bot lane wave is not there quite yet, so I don't think it's enough time to end the game. There's still 1 turret standing as well. DR1 and Stark on full HP. If they kill one of the 2, that's the end of the game for sure. Stark has to go away, or now the Nexus is exposed. But there's Yijin coming in, and he has stolen Venus's ult once again, and they actually collapse on top of them. As I said, it's not enough time to finish off the game. 2 more kills going over to EVOS. They have secured the Baron with Yijin's heroic steal. That actually gets them a bit of time to get back into the game. And the finish attempt from FFQ does not stick. Another slight throw. I don't think this one was too bad. They had the opportunity to look for the 1 kill and then end. Didn't get the kill and only gave up 2 more kills. It's much more detrimental to them that the Baron actually went over to Yijin. No good protection on the Baron. It was a true 50-50 and the enemy jungler won. So now they have to wait for the next Baron. It's back up in around 5 minutes, or maybe even 4.5. Look at this again. So they tried to stop the engage, but Yijin was able to channel his E before the CC landed. And 1v4 in the Baron pit. They couldn't turn on him fast enough, so he was able to kill the Baron with his smite. I think this one was a big mistake by Ron OP as well. Should have anticipated the fight going to his ADC and should have thrown himself back into the mix to see a few members and secure the life of his ADC. He actually baited them to them and went down anyway, so big of a mistake there. From Ron OP. KingJ baits Stark. Artifact comes in to kill him, but Stark is too fast and just runs out. No chance to kill him there. KingJ actually loses the 1v1 pretty heftily against Dinar. Nar has finished his 1v1 build with the Frost Hammer, I think. Another steal on Hekarim's ult, so another big teamfight impact ult, and Yijin now sits at level 16 even with the jungle Silas, so he can steal ults all the time. And there are very good ults in the enemy team. At least 3 very strong teamfight ults and 1 good damage ult in teamfights as well. Yijin wasting his stopwatch there. Does he actually have Zhonya's? I'm not sure. Maybe he has Zhonya's and it was just the Zhonya's. If not, that's a really big waste under the turret. Why would he go up so far with no assistance? Look at that, another engage on Venus. Yijin has the ult from Hecarim still available, but now he himself gets caught. Celebrity gets stunned by Dia1, and Dia1 gets a lot of damage on Celebrity. No ult available for Dia1, but look at the cooldown, that's not very long as well. And in the meantime, Artifact and KingJ fight in the bottom side, and Artifact wants to finish the game, but he is just a Rise, he can't 1v whatever the enemy Nexus. The Celebrity and DNK are still there. Now it doesn't really look too bad for Friendserver. Friendserver wants to secure this inhibitor. They call off the play on the Nexus at least, but they get another inhibitor down. EVOS not able to defend for 4v3, because Friendserver's health bars were much higher, and Artifact is able to exert an insane amount of pressure on the Rise. 1v3 in the backline, 1v4 for some time even. So this Rise, very successfully piloted by Artifact in this game. Has gone with a bit more of a traditional Rise build this time. The Abyssal Mask coming in, I touched on that earlier. But this time with the Spellbinder as well, so a lot of mobility in the fights. 4, 1 and 5, 350 gold bounty. He is the focal point of the team. And they have to play around him to win this game. Celebrity with the team fighting late game scaling Lucian build. And we actually see Snowway going for the Infinity Edge on Kalista. Not sure when I saw this one the last time. I liked the Infinity Edge on Kalista. I think even though she only deals 90% AD damage because of her weird passive scaling, it's still nice to have a bit more single target damage on the crits. And especially looking at the full crit AD carry on the other side, you kind of have to get any damage you can invest in the shop. Artifact hits his mastery, runs very fast at Stark, now disengages again. Then it's very hard to punish Artifact in this game. I think they need at least 3 members to kill him, 2 members to have none of them killed. So this Rise has now hit a stage that is very scary for the enemy team to play against. Baron back up available, and this one should go to France Forever. They have the total control over the map, and Yijin has to once again show his heroic steel capabilities. Is there already and has once again stolen Venus's ult. Baron drops down to 5,000 health, and this time France are a bit more hesitant, but DNK now gets the kill, and Artifact and King J are on the Nexus. Are they able to... they kill DR1, and the Nexus is already dropping down to half HP. This one will be the backdoor. King J is successfully doing so. Nicely done. Very good Baron bait this time coming in for France Forever, and they secure their 2-1 victory. This game, much better quality, in my opinion. Not as many throws as in game 1 and 2. Lot more tactical baiting. There was a bit of a throw happening around the Baron when Yijin was able to steal that one. But safe from that, a lot going in France Forever's favor. And in the end, very good call from the two solo laners to go for the Nexus. A bit of a vitality call, waiting for the enemy team to commit too many members outside of the base, and then immediately going straight into the enemy base with a lot of mobility on Rice and Hecarim to secure the Nexus kill. They even got DR1 in the process. So I think even if the two weren't able to finish, they would have still finished the game with the 3 coming in with the Baron buff. So very nice execution from France Forever, and they are able to pull ahead of EVOS unexpectedly and should have been done with this series. Looking at the last game, they threw that one in the last few seconds, so now they have to win one more game to actually close out the series and surprise EVOS with a 3-1 upset. EVOS needs to find another way to enable their bot lane, I think, most importantly. There are a lot of bans happening for Ron OP. Ron OP not able to secure a strong support matchup so far. I think they might this time secure support in the first rotation. There was Braum available this game, was not picked, and then banned by the blue side team even. So EVOS. Blue side 0-3 in this series so far. All 3 games going over to the red side. This time Silas coming in as the first pick and losing the game. It was not on the Silas that they lost this game. He had a lot of game impact, stole away the Baron, so I really don't think you could fault the jungler for this game. Top lane with the Gnar pick. I'm not the biggest fan of Stark playing the Gnar. Overall not the biggest fan of Gnar. I don't think he has his place in the meta right now. He lost the lane against Hecarim, gave up 2 solo kills, and Hecarim with much more of a game impact, especially in the later stages. Gnar was not able to hit his big ultimates in the fights. So I like to see maybe an Ornn coming in for Stark. I'm a bit on the Ornn hype train, I have to say. We saw Ornn into Jace 2 times in the LCK, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. And it worked out in the later stages of the team. I think a bit of engage and a bit of frontline would not be bad for the team. I really hope EVOS changes up their plan and actually get to challenge France Forever in the next game, so we can see game 5 in the first series of the VCS already. Sky Gaming is waiting in the next week on Saturday, and they are looking at 2 frightening opponents. But so far, the first 2 games were not the highest quality League of Legends. This 3rd game a bit better, and maybe we'll see EVOS be able to get back with even better League of Legends in game 4 to get back to 2-2. 12 minutes pause, and I'll be back once the game starts, or just before the game starts in 12 minutes.